How's it going, guys? My name is Krishnav, and in this video, we're gonna go over the step-by-step guide to personalizing your outreach for your agency. And this is a template, this is a process or training which I have developed over the years, doing thousands and thousands of email outreaches, cold messages, etc. And I have spot and made a perfect system. And the reason why I was able to come up with this was because I reached a point with my agency where I had to hire virtual assistants or just appointment setters to handle the outreach on my behalf, right? But the first initial virtual assistant which I hired, I found it so super difficult to make them understand how they are supposed to personalize outreach, how they're supposed to write personalized lines, right? So it became really tough for me to explain it to them. But over time, what I did was just see what I was doing, what was going on in my mind when I was doing a personalized outreach or writing like icebreaker lines, right? And I just created it into a simple, short and sweet training, which helped my virtual assistants to do the same, right? And at this point, like, there's tens of virtual assistants who have gone through this exact simple document or training, whatever you want to call it. And it's so simple, and it gives them a structure to personalizing the first lines either of their message or their cold email or just icebreakers in general, right? So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, this is what I call the 4-tier personalization. Okay. Look, personalization can be done in any way. Everyone understands when you're doing personalization, you're either writing like an icebreaker line, or like a personalized first line in your email, okay? Or this would be you doing a video outreach where you're just saying the first line, which is a bit more personalized. Either way, this works really well, right? So what is the 4-tier personalization system? This is a process, okay, which I have refined after going through all the trainings, everything which I have done, as well as my own experience, okay. And this is something which my VAs do as well, right? So this is tier 1. So we go in a tier format, okay? So whenever you come across a new lead, what you want to do is go with the first step, the tier 1, which is articles, interviews, or podcasts. Typically if I can find any specific video, it's best. I look for the questions that ask for advice. If there's no advice, talking about the startup story is good too. The idea is to stay specific, okay. My goal with these first lines is to feed the prospect's ego as much as possible, talk about something they want to hear. So this is pretty self-explanatory. What you need to do is go to any of their podcasts, videos, interviews, right? And just find them snippets of them giving out value, okay, giving any sort of advice, and just mention those in your personalized first line, okay. Hey, I was going through XYZ podcast episode with you, and I really liked what you had to say about XYZ topic, okay. I personally think XYZ. Just add a little bit of your opinion as well, right? So this allows you to do is feed the prospect's ego, and what in turn this allows you to do is that it gets you much more higher resonance and conversion, okay. They are more excited to read the email, they feel good, right? Even if they are having a bad day, one simple message from you helps them, so they are more open to reading the rest of your pitch or email and replying back to you, right? So tier 2 is LinkedIn and social media personalization. So if you cannot find tier 1, which is articles, interviews, or podcasts, you go to tier 2, which is LinkedIn or social media. If there's no existing articles, podcast, or anything, then I check their LinkedIn and other social media channels. If they wrote a LinkedIn article, I treat it like tier 1 as well, okay. Or in terms of social media, this could be one of their latest posts which they have done. This could be a post on like Men's Day, Women's Day, okay, and them sharing their thoughts on it, right? A lot of influencer brands as well do this kind of behavior, okay. Then if you're unable to find this as well, you go for tier 3, which is career complement. Sometimes people have impressive careers, but sometimes they don't. If there is no article, podcast, interview, or social media post, then I ask myself, what have they accomplished in their career? Okay, what's remarkable about them or the company? Once you think of this question, you either check the amount of years they have spent, what they have achieved, what projects they have worked on, right? And this might seem like a lot of work right now, but over time, once you get a hang of it, it takes you like 2 minutes, 3 minutes max to get this information. Okay, so just you can personalize it on this basis. Obviously, you only do the like the next years if the you cannot find the one before it. So if you cannot find articles, then you do tier 2. If you cannot do tier 2, then you do tier 3. And now coming to tier 4, which is the last one, which is a very simple one, which I see a lot of agency owners do, and it's frankly not that great. It does not work that well as well. Right? Like if you're personalizing, you should be personalizing 1, 2, 3, and not the fourth one. So if you're doing like the fourth one, which is a simple company complement, this is usually done when you cannot find anything, okay, on that prospect or that company. So I try to find news or something relevant to the company. It's often on the company homepage or just their about section, right? You really do not want to do this because I don't recommend it in obvious cases. You only do this when you cannot find the above three. Okay, do not do this as a first hand because this might seem easy. This is very easy, but again, it's not that super personalized, and you're just going on their about page and just copying like messages from there. So it's frankly not something innovative, and that's why I do not recommend it. Okay, so just to give you a sum up, look, uh, as a sum up, first of all, there's only 4 tiers you need to follow. It's very simple. Tier 1 is articles, interviews, podcasts. Tier 2, LinkedIn, social media. Tier 3, careers. And tier 4, the company complements. So always go from top to bottom, not from bottom to top. Okay, and in the end, just want to sum this up, that the basic principle is that we want to seem like we have done our research and write a super specific compliment. Okay, I get tons of compliments still on the email outreach my team does, where people write me back, "Hey, I love the efforts you put in to doing your own homework before reaching out to us as compared to other agencies." Okay, and they're open to hopping on a call, and it's all merry. It's pretty good as well, right? So that's basically it. Hope this made sense to you. This is the only 4 tier personalization system you need to follow. But apart from this, if you have any other questions, please let me know below in the comments, or you can even reach out to me on Messenger or on Instagram. And do not forget to join the free new Facebook group for agency owners, which I've launched. I'll leave the link in the description. Okay, so do not skip out on that. But apart from it, have a good day, keep killing it, keep signing clients. Bye bye.